Hey everybody, welcome back to my .hack.gu Let's Play. I think in this episode some new story stuff is going to happen, which is good because the past few episodes have just been a whole lot of just random battles and other not so important stuff. But first I'm going to buy some supplies. I picked up some revival medicines because it just kind of dawned on me that I haven't been really doing anything in terms of buying healing items, and while I haven't really needed it, I do kind of like having that on hand. I haven't bought too much because, as you can see, even though we're better with money, we're still not great with money, especially the things I did want. I did buy a couple of scrolls for Adelie here to cure healing. To cure healing, yeah, because I want my ability to heal to be gone. To cure sleep, and then I also bought her some attack magic too, just so she can do something besides run around and smack people with her magic wand. She does learn, I think, all of the the healing moves for status elements and everything on her own, but I'm not sure when that happens, and I kind of just wanted it to happen now, so. Because while nothing in the arena is terrible, I do kind of like to be a little prepared, at the very least. Yeah, she, if I saw correctly, her staff is only at level 2. So, there's a certain point with Shadow Warlocks and Harvest Clerics where you'll just be getting new skills every single time they weapon level up, so that's good. But I don't know if it's really in the beginning of the game or not. I can't really remember. Oh boy. God, it's just, that's how he greets people.
You've got a lot of spirit. I was watching.
Oh, don't encourage him.
Well, gee, thanks. What are you, a fan?
Yeah, right, in your
Ha.
dreams.
The sass.
Huh?
You still don't understand the difference between area and arena battles, do you? You're not using your skills, kid. And
I
above
think
all,
I was.
you're not cooperating with your
I
companions.
thought we were.
Who the hell are you? Are you trying to pick a fight or something?
How's it feel, Haseo?
Listen, you've been able to win up until now with sheer momentum, but high-ranked fights won't be so kind. If you want to keep winning, then you need the advice of someone who's been there.
I'm doing well enough.
Oh,
Take my advice, shady manager guy that I met in a back alley.
then come and show me just how well you do. Go complete the mission at the area word. Delta Lazy advises exile right.
I love when .hack characters just have an area word of 3 random words together, just ready to go.
Why would I care about that?
Hey, it's up to you to do
It is, like many things Haseo feels that he's forced to do.
Run away with your tail between your legs. Shoo.
Run away? Don't you look down on me. I'll clear that area like it's no.
I'll show you, Mom!
Now you've done it, kid. Ever hear of the saying, a man never goes back on his word?
I'll show you what I can do. I'll breeze through that damn
That
mission.
damn mission. Oh, man. He's so worked up about it. God, Haseo worked up about something. What a world, man. So, that guy's name was Antares. I generally like Antares, more for his character design than his actual personality. I don't have a problem with his personality, but he is just, he's another anime trope. He's gonna be your, mentor that used to be great and strong and high ranking, and now is an alcoholic and always has alcohol on hand and always talks about alcohol, but he'll stop and get serious when it comes to your training, blah blah blah. You've seen it before.
Complete the mission at Delta
I
Lazy
know, I know, oh yeah, he's gonna also he's also gonna message you throughout this dungeon, telling you what to do. So it's like it's not even really a challenge. He literally walks you through it, and it doesn't make much sense to me. He'll try like the mentor approach or whatever, but and this is one of the few times I'm actually using a fairy sword, because I am not going to be wandering around here for who knows how long. Even though I'll, you know, edit stuff down, I never really like having any one recording going past 30 minutes, just because from past experience, when I used to do Let's Plays a few years ago, that's when it usually starts to mess up. So I didn't want to, you know, go on and on and on. Well, you saw the map; it was huge. But Antares, anyway. What I was saying about Antares, he's just, you know, he's that kind of guy. He always reminds me specifically, even though this character type is not limited to any one, you know, show or whatever. But I used to read this manga called Shield 21 that was about like a ragtag group of high school kids that wanted to play football and like achieve their dream of, you know, winning the tournament or whatever before they graduated. And there's a guy that's like literally the exact same guy as Antares in that one. And I feel like I always think of that character specifically when I think about Antares' trope type, because I think I just started to get into both .hack GU and iShield 21 around the same time, because it was around like 2006, 2007. So yeah, I feel like that would be kind of appropriate. I know one of my friends got me the first volume of iShield 21 for my birthday in 2006. It was weird because, you know, I'm not like a sports guy. I never was, and I feel like everybody that knows me kind of knows that too. So it was weird, even though it was a manga, that he'd get me something that was about sports, but he's like, no, trust me, you'll like it. And I did like it. And I liked it so much, I actually got into football for a little while. But yeah, Antares also reminds me of Zelda, the Wind Waker, a lot. Because, well, spoilers, I guess, but he's one of the many characters that's eventually going to join your party. And his, you don't see a lot of it in this volume, but in future volumes, you'll start noticing, the artwork on the status screen kind of has, like, thicker outlines with more, like, brushstroke kind of looks to it. And that always reminds me of the Wind Waker firsthand, because it's done, like, in that style. Okami, too, I guess. Although I've never played Okami. I've just seen a few screenshots here and there. I got a copy of it recently, and I'm really excited to play it after I'm done with GU, since I have my PS2 out at the moment, and I feel like that's a good time to finally sit down and play through that game. But yeah, this dungeon is just... it's two types of enemies, so I just went and cut down all of the footage just to get it down to like 20 minutes, and yeah, there's these goblin dudes, and there's like the flying fish kind of things we just fought last time. Good news is that you do get a lot of experience per battle in this, so it's going to be a good leveling up area. So I suppose Antares' training mission, whatever the hell this is, succeeded in some way, although, again, you know, you may as well have just gone to any random area. I feel like the areas that you're given in this game also kind of, like, they're more, like, they're less random in what they're doing. Like, if you go into random dungeons, you may encounter not many monsters or a lot of monsters. You may find some obnoxious Chimsphere door placements. You may find, probably find better stuff in random areas, equipment-wise and item-wise, than you would just normally, because, I don't know, I feel like the areas they give you, they try to make it, like, not too difficult, but yeah, I don't know. GU doesn't play around well with random areas as well as the first game did, and the first game didn't really do it too well either. That's more of just like a me thing, because I'm probably more likely to go and do you know, filling out the Rio books for, you know, extra wallpapers and stuff in the original series when I play through it than I am in GU. I don't know. There's something more satisfying about it. And that probably comes back down to, oh, I got poison on my dual swords now. That's awesome. So I think I have poison on my dual swords, and I have poison for my armor counter. So I'm just all about the poison with Haseo, because Haseo's a very toxic person. Eh. What the hell was that? Nah. So yeah, this whole area is just like a giant maze of warp platforms. And what you're trying to do is get to the center one, because that'll warp you to where you need to go. And each warp takes you to another specific one, so if you pick the wrong one, you're just going to end up going in circles, which is ironic because what you need to do is just literally go in a giant circle to get to the warp platform that you actually need to go to. It's tedious. I guess it's like the kind of point in this story where it's like, you can't just use your strength, Haseo, you gotta use your mind too, or whatever. Even though there's like no point. Antarius is like telling you exactly what to do. It's like, I don't get why he does that. If this is supposed to be, you know, like the way Haseo is supposed to prove his strength to this random guy that picked a fight with him. Everybody's always like picking a fight with each other in GU. It's so weird. But yeah, you know what bothers me more about this area though, beyond like the hand holding? You not too far past this, you literally have to do this same area again in a different area. It's the same exact setup. You have to get to the center and you have to go in a clockwise manner to get there. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess Antarius was training me for this particular point in the game. But then he messages you the same exact pieces of information that he's doing right now. It's literally just doing this mission twice, and it drove me insane when I played it for this Let's Play, because I'd forgotten about it. Much like a lot of things about Dot Hack in general. But it was just like, why? Because it's like, I'm not gonna say, you know, either the original Dot Hack series or GU is, you know, guilt-free of padding the game out. You know, I admit it. It's like, there's a lot of padding in this game. You know, good, important story stuff is kind of few and far between. They have you do, like, the same type of gameplay and the same type of stuff over and over and over. But, you know, as long as it's fun, I don't mind. But when they literally, like, throw me the same exact mission type, the same exact hints to completing it, the same exact setting, the same exact music, I'm not sure, but I'm kind of willing to guess the same exact enemies too. It's like, that's just super noticeable to me about just, like, being, like, we don't have enough in this game to give you to do. I'd rather them just... You know what? Yeah, I'd rather them just put important story-related areas fewer and farther between, and when you get the area word for that, and you see that it's like at a much higher level, it's up to you to go and find an area yourself to play around and level up in, rather than like, oh, that was nice. I just did a charge attack directly as he charged at me. I'd rather do that than just have all of like the little minor areas that they give you in this game that have like no purpose other than to like give you an extra level or whatever, because you don't need them. You know, like I said, it's like really easy to level up in this game. Like what do we start at in this episode? Level 17, and we gained 3 levels in this one area alone. And I don't think we're gonna stop here. It's just, I don't know, what just happened? Did we get a better accessory? We changed out the accessory customizing thing. That's probably what happened. I'm not gonna spoil what part of the game it is just yet for anyone that hasn't played through the series, but it's at a kind of important part. Not majorly important, but it feels like it kind of belittles what would have otherwise been a pretty cool scene in the game. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's weird because like when you have games that kind of have like a predictable kind of play style, and I don't mean that in like a bad way, but like, you know, when you play a game and you're kind of used to how the game plays and you're kind of fine with that and you kind of just want to go along with that, it's always weird for me when they throw like a random twist that's so unlike the rest of the game that just happens not to be so fun. This just kind of feels like one of it. Like, I'm up for exploring a dungeon like how it normally is, but like, I don't want to have to get punished every time I like pick a wrong warp or something like that and have to like redo the entire dungeon again.
So you finally come. Well, not exactly what you'd call easy now.
Yeah, you told me exactly what to do. What are you talking about, dude?
You young pups are so much fun. You have no idea what it means to experience.
I hate it when old people tell me what
do you mean?
I don't know how it feels like to feel something.
Wait a minute. That's all I get out of
Yeah,
this?
my thoughts too. We got some levels. That was fun. And Terrace's character design is pretty cool. I like everything he's got going on. I like the weird mask. I like the spiky hair. I like the traditional kind of Japanese getup on him. You know, he definitely like dresses like the kind of character he's playing or is. I don't know. I don't really know half the time if people in the series are, you know, playing a character online or just that's just how they really are. I usually take it as that's just how they really are, because the game kind of feels like they're trying to tell like a real story, especially in this one. But yeah, I don't know. Chi's story, man, it's just, I feel like it would have worked better if it wasn't trying to be a dot hack game, because it just doesn't feel like a dot hack game. And I know that's kind of dumb to say considering there was only like one other series at the time that this was released, but it's like, I don't know, what can I say? The GU series and the original series are just two different types of games, I guess. They were, you know, and considering the times they came out, I guess they're also targeting, you know, anime fans as well, and anime was different for both times that this game came out, you know. A lot of anime shows started, like, getting kind of similar after a while in, like, the late 2000s. In the early 2000s, anime was still kind of relatively newish, if we're not talking about, like, Dragon Ball Z or Sailor Moon or Pokemon. If we're just talking about, like, going into, like, a video store and, like, seeing what anime was available to sell, or if we were going into the bookstore and seeing what type of manga was there, anime was still kind of, like, newish and seemed kind of more, like, the titles were a little more unique at the time. But not to say there isn't unique titles of anime now, but it feels, one of the reasons that I dropped out of it was because it just kind of felt harder to find something worth it. It felt like I was kind of digging through show after show after show, and like none of them was just like sticking as hard with me as they used to. But yeah, that was this. So next time on Let's Play Dot Hack GU, maybe we'll be allowed to fight in the arena this time. Seriously, and Terrace was so rude. See you later.